The lucky game at the petrol station. In a small village surrounded by hills and green fields, there was a quiet little petrol station owned by a man named Mr. Fletcher. Business was slow, and few people came to fill their tanks since the village was small and most people didn't drive very far. Mr. Fletcher needed a way to attract more customers, so he decided to try something different to get people interested. One day, he wrote a large sign and placed it right next to the petrol pumps. The sign read, "Fill your tank and win a prize. Guess the correct number, and you could get a special gift." Mr. Fletcher didn't say what the prize was, but he thought the mystery would make people curious. The first customer to see the sign was a man named Tom, a young farmer who liked excitement and games. When Tom filled up his tank, he went to Mr. Fletcher and said, "I've seen your sign, Mr. Fletcher. I've filled up my tank, now I want my prize. What do I need to do?" Mr. Fletcher grinned. "All you need to do, Tom, is guess a number from 1 to 10. If you guess the correct number, you get a special prize." Tom thought for a moment and said, "All right, I choose the number 6. Mr. Fletcher looked at Tom and said, "Sorry, the correct number was 4. Better luck next time." Tom was disappointed, but he laughed it off. "All right, I'll try again next time," he said as he drove away. The next day, news about the guessing game at Mr. Fletcher's petrol station had spread through the village. More people came by to try their luck. Some people guessed 7, some guessed 3, others guessed 10, but no one managed to guess the correct number. Each time someone tried, Mr. Fletcher would smile and say, "Sorry, not this time. But you're welcome to try again on your next visit." One day, Tom came back with his friend Oliver. Both of them had heard about the game, and they wanted to try again. They filled up their tanks and went to see Mr. Fletcher. Tom went first. "All right, Mr. Fletcher, I'm back, and I'm going to guess again. This time, I choose the number 2. Mr. Fletcher smiled and said, "Good guess, Tom, but the number is 5. Better luck next time." Oliver then stepped up. "My turn," he said excitedly. "I'll choose the number 9. Mr. Fletcher shook his head. "Sorry, Oliver. The number is 1. Maybe next time." The two friends left, disappointed but determined to come back and try again. As the days passed, Mr. Fletcher's petrol station became more popular. People were curious about the game, and everyone wanted to be the first to win the special prize. Mr. Fletcher was happy to see so many people filling up their tanks, and he enjoyed watching everyone trying to guess the right number. One morning, a woman named Sarah, who was known for her sharp mind, decided to try her luck. She filled up her tank, walked over to Mr. Fletcher, and said, "All right, Mr. Fletcher, let's see if I can guess the number. I choose 3. Mr. Fletcher smiled and replied, "Nice try, Sarah, but the number was 7. Better luck next time." Sarah was curious. She asked, "Mr. Fletcher, has anyone ever won the prize?" Mr. Fletcher chuckled. "Not yet, Sarah. But that just means the prize is still waiting for the lucky winner." Some people in the village began to wonder if it was just a trick to make people buy more petrol. They thought maybe there was no prize at all. Tom and Oliver talked about it one evening over a cup of tea. "Do you think Mr. Fletcher even has a prize?" Tom asked, scratching his head. Oliver laughed and replied, "Maybe he's just making us guess to get more business. But then again, someone's wife told me she won a prize last month. So maybe it's real." Tom's eyes widened in surprise. "Really? She won the prize? Maybe there's hope for us yet." The next week, Tom and Oliver went back to the petrol station with a plan. This time, they had brought a list of numbers, hoping that if they guessed enough numbers, one of them would be right. They each filled their tanks and approached Mr. Fletcher with excitement. Tom went first, trying 3 numbers in quick succession, I guess 4, 6, and 8. Mr. Fletcher chuckled and shook his head. "Nice try, Tom, but none of those are correct. Today's number is 5. Then it was Oliver's turn. He tried his luck with 1, 9, and 10, but none of those were the correct number either. Mr. Fletcher gave them a friendly smile and wished them luck for next time. Over time, the villagers continued to play Mr. Fletcher's guessing game. Some people won small prizes like a chocolate bar or a bottle of soda. But everyone still dreamed of winning the mysterious special prize Mr. Fletcher had promised. One day, after many months, a young girl named Emma came to the petrol station with her father. While her father filled up their car, Emma noticed the sign about the guessing game and asked if she could try. Her father agreed, and when Mr. Fletcher asked her for her number, she confidently chose the number 7. Mr. Fletcher's eyes sparkled. He looked at her and said, "Emma, you've done it. You guessed the correct number. You've won the special prize." Everyone nearby cheered, and Mr. Fletcher handed her a colorful gift box. Inside was a small, sparkling necklace, a gift Mr. Fletcher had kept hidden for the first lucky winner. Emma's father was so happy for her, and they thanked Mr. Fletcher before heading home. From that day on, everyone in the village knew that the game was real. And Mr. Fletcher became known as the kind petrol station owner who brought a bit of fun and mystery to their little town. And even though the special prize had been won, people continued to visit Mr. Fletcher's petrol station, hoping to win one of the other small prizes he offered. But for Mr. Fletcher, the biggest prize was seeing the smiles on everyone's faces.